Okay, I'm gonna call High Facial, let him know you're going.
He's on.
Siyata Nishmaya.
He's
Okay.
here. He's here.
We started the sugya of Chetzi and we stopped for a week. Baruch Hashem, Jewish people have victory. Get rid of Iran's nuclear weapons plan and others, etc. Baruch Hashem. Oyol Hashem Kitoy. So we started with the Gemara in Masechet Itin. That's where we stopped. With the Toises there. We'll do it today again. It's in page 3 in the Diaspora Yeshiva papers. Page 3. So we're going to learn the 3 pieces of Gemara here. Iboilu. They asked a question. I'm reading Keta Echad. This Tam. Gimel Amud Aleph. Iboilu, they asked a question. Mi shechetzio eved v'chetzio ben choirim shekidush bas choirim ma'u. One who is half a slave and half a free man that married a free woman, Jewish woman. What's the law? What does it mean, a man that is half slave, half ben choirim? Somebody didn't have the full money and he bought him only half of it. So how do you relate to him? Okay, maybe one day works for him, one day works for himself.
He released it. He released half.
You release only half. You had a full slave, you release half.
Bought by partnership of one release and then one.
Right?
I don't know if you can release that. I think it's a process, but just like by get, you can't do here for get, maybe you can't do here for this.
Who told you?
It has to be two partners.
What?
I think it has to be two partners.
Partners bought it, like one released and then one didn't.
You 1 second. There's a Gemara that says that you cannot buy half.
Go ahead, slave.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Okay. What's the law? Now the Gemara spells out the suffix. If you want to say, Ben Israel, son of Israel means a Jew. Shalom Israel told the daughter of Israel means a Jewish woman. Iskachi lechetzi, get married to my half. Lechetzi, my half. Mekudeshes. That's what Rova said by us, right? So even if you want to say that when he tells a Jewish man tells a Jewish woman, "May I marry my half?" She's mekudeshes.
For sure.
Yes. Why? The chazio lekule. She has the ability to be married totally to him. What does that mean?
He's complete, one her complete also. But don't say that with my half. He say I'm complete for you, but in the future I will want to marry with another girl.
No, the Gemara didn't say that. That's the Gemara by us.
Like that.
How about there? I'm reading now by the Gitin. The Gitin says, you know why if he marries a woman and he tells her married my half of me married to you? The chazia lekule.
He's complete.
What does that mean?
Means there's no leaving over any kingdom.
No, as a potential.
He's leaving.
Potential.
That's why he's leaving for another man.
Look at Rashi. Let's say Rashi. Rashi there, Bekidushin Amrinon. Rashi first quotes, understand this Gemara, he brings a preface. He says, in Masechet Kiddushin we said, that's our Gemara of Zayin. Iskachi lechetzi mekudeshes. Marry half of Mish's mekudeshes. Etziaich, your half, mekudeshes, you are married to me, in the mekudeshes. Ochem, Ave Kiddushin lo. Here, when he tells a Jewish woman marry me, he didn't say half, but in reality it's only half, because half doesn't belong to him. Half of his slave. So here, is it like Chetzi, married to my half, the Mekudeshes or not? That's the Mao. What?
What did he say?
First, the
What's
first
the
statement.
name?
What's a suffix? We know Masechet Kiddushin, Chetziach Chna Mekudeshes. Chetzi Mekudeshes. Here, they didn't say Chetzi, he just married a woman and he's only Chetzi. What's the law?
That's
Now,
half the
what's
woman,
the
but
two
him.
sides?
He's half
Intim
it.
Tzaloima. If you want to
So
say
he's half
Kloima,
in it.
which means,
He's not.
normally the word Intim Tzaloima means if you want to say. Here, Rashi says Kloima means something else. Doesn't mean the normal literal meaning Intim Tzaloima. Kloima, which means, Ibois lemivshat, if you want to solve your doubt. Exactly. If you want to bring a proof. Im bois lemivshat, if you want to solve your doubt. Midekaim alon, since the halacha is to us by Kiddushin of Zayin. Iskachi lechetzi mekudeshes. Married to half of me is mekudeshes. Loi domi, I cannot learn from there. Why? The also bar choirim hu. When he marries a woman to half of himself, he's a ben choirim. Vechazio lekule. And she has the ability to marry entirely to him. And this is what he meant to say. If I want, I'll marry another woman with you. Yes. It's in the page. In this case, he was a slave, half a free man. It's not possible the half of slavery of him to be married to her. Because a slave cannot marry a Jewish woman. Ebed cannot marry a Jewish woman. Cannot. Ebed Kanaini, Ebed is Jewish.
How you play? But it's half a slave.
A lot of Jews are slaves. You know to what? To the work. You know those people? You recognize them?
Work all the day.
I don't want to belong anymore there, but it's different.
Not very funny. Not very funny. A little bit funny.
It's very funny. Because we all are slaves to our taivas and to our desires. We have to free ourselves. Anyhow. So,
why do you have to, Rashi have to bring down the explanation of the Gemara Kedushin? We finished already with the Gemara Kedushin. You already brought down the conclusions of the Gemara Kedushin. Why do you have to go back now to the Kedushin and bring this explanation down here?
make it look why Chetzi Mekudeshes, and here we have a doubt.
This is a piece of the Gemara Kedushin. But why do we need this over here all of a sudden, Rashi? This is a piece of the Gemara.
So let's think. A good question. Let's think about it. What's the chiluk? We're saying bye. Iskachi lechetzi. She's mekudeshes because she has the ability to marry all. So that, and here it doesn't even know. So what? Why, if you can marry all, if you have the potential to marry all, why should make a difference? Potential. Exactly. So Rashi translated the potential to befall. That because he has the ability to marry all, this is what he meant to tell her. That I have the ability to fill, my potential is there for you. You really marry all of me.
It's true. Someone trying to say that. Marry the whole of it. If it's true. So Gemara should have said a different chiluk. Gemara should have said a different chiluk. Gemara said.
Said what?
Over here by Evan, it's missing Evan.
That's what it says. Alachaz lekuli. Potential.
What do you have to talk about potential? Talk about action.
Because both of them in action it's chetzi. He said chetzi. If the word chetzi means literally both places, chetzi, what I care about potential? Now, right now, it's Chetzi. And since Rashi holds that the Gzeras HaKosov of Chetzi Ish is also applied by Chetzi Ish, so we're only care potential, not potential. Both are Chetzi. They have to say no. There, since it's potential, he meant something else. Here, there's no potential. Yes. Rashi Lashitoso holds that the word Chetzi, that the Gzeras HaKosov Kachishisho is applied to Chetzi by women and by men equally. What?
The words, the problem with the word had doesn't explain so thoroughly.
Rashi had a problem with the sword of potential. Right now it's Chetzi. And Rashi Lashitoso holds that Chetzi is Gzeras HaKosov. There's out. Chetzi Ish is out. Chetzi Ish is out. So the Mai says Chetzi. What do you get potential? And he says no. There is not part of the Gzeras HaKosov Chetzi because he meant Kuloi. Achi Komalo. It's Rashi Lashitoso. Who? Avnei Miluim? Who? Tell me who? Shimon Shkop. I didn't read Shimon Shkop. I read Avnei Miluim. Shmuel.
A question.
1 second. Shimon Shkop learns Rashi.
It's what about in the Rambam? I have a question of that.
Where do you see that? I'm reading now. The Mashal Ktsas, with the Rashi can.
A few words to explain the Rashi. It's a big straight, whatever. And he has some words explaining what Rashi means.
Okay.
You didn't print
I
the
saw
whole
the
Birkat
Shimon Shkop right
Shmuel.
now. What?
You only printed, you left, you didn't finish the Birkat Shmuel. You didn't print it at the bottom of page 2. You left off in the middle, Im Kain, and then there's no rest of
First
it.
of all,
What happened?
we did. No, later on in other papers, I did print it.
Ah, you did?
In
Printed the whole
page 8 and 9. Sure. 8 and 9. Look at 8 and 9. I just broke it to pieces. Make it easier for people to chew it.
Okay, I got it. Okay, thank
Now,
you.
let's go back to us.
Well, I need a question. As
Yes.
to Beit Shammai, Chetzi slave can get married at all.
Yes, it's slave.
Chetzi slave can get married at all, even if it's in another slave. Because if you want to marry, you need to go to the Beit Din and he will be free. ¿Cómo se dice lo tiene que liberar?
Release.
Release.
Yes. Now, the Shimon Shkop learns, he doesn't learn like I just said in Rashi. I said in Rashi that Rashi learns on Maskono that there's a Gzeras HaKosov Chetzi by a woman and by Ish. It's equal. What? Right? They're equal. And Rov agreed to Rabbi's question. She said, really, if a person would say Chetzi Mamash, wouldn't work by the body. Chetzi, if the man would say half my body, even by a man will not work. No different than a man and a woman. The only difference is not mitzad Chetzi. It's not what he meant. By a man, he can be mean ilkach, and that's why Rashi always says ilkach. Means without the ilkach, or achikomar lo, that he meant to say, I want to marry another woman. If he really says chetzi mamash, it'll be the same. That's what we learned. Shimon Shkop learns no. There's no after the maskono of Abaye's question. Rove answers him no. That really only by a woman is a problem of chetzi, because by a woman cannot have two men on her. She cannot have control of two men. It's a chisoron. The svara of the Gzeras HaKosov. Why chetzi is out? Because what's that svara? Because it's a woman cannot be connected to two men. She can only have one control, One king, not two kings. So when what? Half a slave.
Can be for one adult.
Possible because there's no potential for two men. That's the whole being of her. But when she has the ability of all to have only half control, somebody holds back of the control. Is holding back is not kingdom. Kingdom is total. When there's no kingdom on her, there's no totality on her because she's holding back. That's a chesoron of, but that's only by a woman. By a man, not a problem. He doesn't have to be. The king can marry many women under him. So not a problem with many women. It's not a problem with half. So there's no gzeras hakosu by chetzi ish. This is the way Shimon Shkop learns Rashi. It's very tough because it doesn't seem to be. Rashi all the time says ochikoma, ilka ochikoma, v'ina maskona. Yeah, but he learns the maskona. What?
It works. It's a good one. So they had it in the door. They have to learn how to do it.
No, but I'm talking about Rashi. Rashi that says it's Rashi brings a simple language of the Gemara. It doesn't twist it. It does a simplicity. So Loidomi also by Choyim with Chazil Kul V'Achikomalo. He didn't say because there's the potential is enough to do it. Like the Geloy language of the Gemara. Chazil Kule or Chazil Kule. He adds that since by a man is Chazil Kule Ochikomalo. This is what he meant to say. That I can't marry another woman. Why you had to add what the Gemara didn't say? All the Gemara about Kedusha says why you had to add it here. Must be it's a key factor in understanding of Chetzi Ish. That Chetzi Ish means to say kula, but if it would say Chetzi like kula, it wouldn't work.
If we say Ketzi would work.
According to Rashi, if I say Chetzi v'lo kuloi, the man will say, "I marry half of me and not all." So then it seems to be from Rashi, it would work. Not like Shimon Shkop. Okay, we'll see Shimon Shkop later on.
There. And now we explain it right and then go back and see.
See, we didn't get to. Okay, when you mentioned Shimon Shkop, I mentioned. Explain why the simplicity is not so. V'im toima, sorry, continue on the Gemara. V'im tim tzeloima. I'm going to continue on the Gemara in Gittin, the first paragraph in the second line. V'im tim tzeloima, and if you want to say, Ben Yisrael, HaMekadesh Chetzi Ish Ha'ina Mekudeshes. And if you want to say that Ben Yisrael, a Jewish man, HaMekadesh Chetzi Ish, he marries a half a woman, even if you want to say that, even if you want to say that Ben Yisrael and Mekadesh Chetzi Ish, Ha'ina Mekudeshes. So let half a slave and half a free man be similar to when you marry half a woman. Why? Why should it be similar? Because lo yichazil lekuloi. So it's not doime chetzi because it's not doime the chetzi ish. Lo yichazil lekuloi. Ela ma'im edam the chetzi isha. The eina mekudesh is not. The shir b'kinyonai. There he let back of his control. So the woman has to have totally control of complete kingdom. He cannot have holding back from the woman. It's not a complete kingdom, complete dominion over her. But this half a slave and half a free man, he didn't let go of his kingdom. He did all what he has. What's the law? Let's see Rashi. I'm reading Rashi. And you want to solve, you want to bring a proof. This law of Chetzi Eved, Chetzi Ben Choyim, Mino from the woman. Okay, you cannot learn from the man because Chetzi Ish, Chazi Lekule, Chetzi Eved, Lo Chazi Lekule. Let's learn it out from Chetzi Ish or no. You can't. Boys and Mifshat Homino, you want to learn Chetzi Eved from Chetzi Isha, the Chiyech in the same way. The Mekadesh Chetzi Isha, ain't Mekudeshes. Same way if a person is Mekadesh half a woman, she's not Mekudeshes. Why? Oil sins. It's not possible to say, this is what he meant to say to her. Tinsi Vachisi, Tinsi Vachisi, Beadi. Marry another woman, I'll marry another woman together with me. Not possible to say. By Chetzi Isha, you can't say he meant to say, when he say Chetzieh, it means I'll marry another man with you. Another man who marry. It's not possible to say that's what he meant to say to her. The Tinsi Vachis Achina Beadi. That you will marry another woman together with me. Another man together with me. A woman's not possible to be two men. The Shtakach comes out. The Palga of the Kodesh comes out that he only married only half. Because the same meant the two men, it's not possible. So it comes out that he's Mekadesh half. The Torah says, Isha v'lechetzi Isha. Ochanami, Hetzi Isha Kiddush. A half a man that married a free woman, lo have a kiddushin, he cannot have kiddushin. Hetzi, there, when he means literally Hetzi, because it cannot be mean for two men, that she can marry two men. When he meant Hetzi Isha, it cannot be that you marry two men. That's not possible. Your whole being to two men. Not possible means totally Hetzi. Ishtakach the Palga the Kodesh comes out that he married only half, literally. So let's learn the same way by a woman when he says Chetzi Isha Mamash. It's not Mekudeshes. Ochenami Chetzi Isha Kiddush. Lo have Kiddushin. Because since it cannot be whole, because only Chetzi Evet, meant literally Chetzi. And when it comes literally Chetzi, they say Chetzi Isha is no good literally. Also Chetzi man is not good literally. No Idomi. That's similar. We see from Rashi again that the Gzeras HaKos of Chetzi Isha and Chetzi Isha is the same. Alib el Maskone stays.
We compare the acquisition, the buyer with the object that is being bought. Because we are comparing now, the buyer is the man is marrying the woman. So
Yes.
in this case, it's blind, half slave.
No.
So it's the buyer. Maybe there is a difference in Kenya, in the Indian of Kenya, between the buyer object that is being bought.
Right, if you talk about only maybe. If you talk about apostle, the same apostle says Ki Yikach Ish Isha, says Isha, no say Isha. Both of the words say Ki Yikach, both an apostle. Lo Idomi. That's just not similar. The awesome there, Shir Bekinyon. When a man marries Chet Isha Mamash, which we know doesn't mean there should be roy to two men. It means must be Shtakach the Palgu the Kodesh. Shir Bekinyon. The Avel Lekach Lekua. He was Messiah, he was able to have the ability to marry all of her, and he didn't do. So he let back this sowing of Chetzi Isha. You hold back, huh? You have to have a full dominion. Don't hold back your dominion. Aval but this man, the Chetzi Evet, no, the Gemara says that's wrong. The Gemara says the svora in the Gzeras HaKos of Chetzi Isha. Why Chetzi Isha doesn't work? Because he has the ability to, he held back as a key's king. Aval by this man, lo shir midi. He didn't let go, he didn't hold back nothing. The Koma de Chosi, the Meva, whatever he's able to do, Ovad he did. This is what Rashi says. So what do we see here? A very big yesod. We see that the problem of Chetzi Isha is Shir Bekinyan. He held back the Kinyan.
Because
He says, it's not don't medame Chetzi Evet to Chetzi Isha. Wait a moment, the next piece. Okay.
likely that's the affiliate, this affiliate.
I don't know. We'll see soon. In the meantime, I see very clear that Chetzi Ish cannot be learned from Chetzi Isha, because Chetzi Isha means literally Chetzi, because it cannot be Roy Letrei. And what's the problem with Chetzi Isha? You Meshar Bekin. They're also Meshar Bekin. He should have married all. And since he didn't marry all, he's Meshar Bekin. There's a problem. Now, what is the problem with Meshar Bekin? Maise, Alois. Okay, that's a different point. But the problem in the Kenyan, what?
He says, I'm marrying you, and if you want, marry another man. That's the meaning according to her.
Yes.
So, but now, by now, you're married with me. You're married with me. But if you want, you can marry another. I'm not Meshach the Kenyan. I'm making all the Kenyan, and I give you the option to marry another man if you want. But who says that I'm not taking you home right now? Maybe I'm taking you home. Even that
It's not possible, but it's not possible. By Chetzi Evel, Chetzi Isha, Chetzi Evel, Chetzi Ben Choirim, you cannot marry. Okay.
say, Hetzi,
Yes.
Hetzi, iti.
Yeah,
Wait a minute, you're married, you can marry with another man.
not possible.
Okay, but who says that he's saying like share Kenyan? Maybe he didn't share.
It's not possible. Because it cannot be meaning that you marry another man. That's not possible. Must be mean Chetzi. Chetzi is the problem of Meshar Bekin. But by Chetzi Evel, in Meshar Bekin, you did all what he can. So the Gemara stays with a question. Give me the answer. Second piece. The Gemara brings Toshma and the Gemara removes the Toshma. Means the Gemara wants to solve this question. The Gemara removes that. There's no lie. It stays with a question. Next piece. Yes.
Or brings a raya, and then Rav himself is doicha the raya. Rav is doicha the raya.
Yes.
So it shows you what that. Here we go. Right. So the important, the fact that Rav is.
Rav is part of that statement here.
That means he's saying it shouldn't call Rav.
But that's the Evan. But it's doicha, not necessarily holds valid now. I don't know, it seems to me the Gemara stays with a suffix. Gemara has a dechir.
Well, that's.
Okay. Omar Rove. Next piece. Omar Rove.
But
Keshay.
what do we have to know? The last piece?
The question is, in here, in the last piece of papers, we didn't bring the next Gemara. Mine. The Gemara inside brings a Toshma, and Rove knocks out the Toshma. So when Rove knocks out the Toshma that doesn't work, he holds it doesn't work, we just removes, there's no eye that works. That's the Hakiri. So we'll see later on. Omar Rove. But simply the Gemara as a Iboye, the Gemara want to bring a proof, and the Gemara is doing the proof. It just stays with a question. That's as simple as it. Omar Rove, next piece. Keshay, in the same way. What's important there, the Gemara brought a raya, and Rove is doiche. So we know Rove's position. If Rove is doiche, means that's what Rove holds, or he just pushes off that it stays as a suffix. And not in the position of Rove is a suffix or doesn't work b'chlal. That's really the shaila here. Okay? That's what the discussion I had with Rabbi Yosef. Omar Rove, next piece. Keshay. Suffix. Chetzi Evel, Chetzi Ben Choirim, Shekidish Bas Choirim, Ma'u Sofik.
We have two options from Rashi. It's according to
Right. The two options still stays.
Hatzili v'chetzi or chatzif v'katshili. Both.
Those are two options of
What
over here.
was Rashi? I need order because to explain the Clara. My mistake.
Okay, good. Next piece. Next piece. Who's this guy there?
Eli.
Ellie. I couldn't see because you have a flash of lights on me. So no, it's good. Stay there. Now I see you better. You're behind the window, the lights of the window is strong. I can see you.
Full of light. Maybe.
And that's good. Oh, Hashem. Do you have the papers? Okay, good. You know the Gemaras inside? What? Good, good. I don't have any
I
more.
think that I give everything yesterday.
Okay, good. Omar Rov, next Rov. My time is limited. Omar Rov, next Rov. Keshem shamekadesh chetzi isha ena mekudeshes. The same way one who marries chetzi isha mekudeshes. Kach chetz yoshivcho v'chetz avaschoirim sheniskat shoy kiddush kiddushin. He says a final statement. Chetzi isha na mekudeshes. If a person marries chatzi maidservant, chatzi vaschoirim, half maidservant, everything, also na mekudeshes. Similar. What if I marry half a woman? That it means literally half. It means for two men, rather it means literally half. Also here when he marries Chetzi Shivcha, Chetzi is literally half because the Chetzi Shivcha he can never marry.
Not like the second sign from the last.
Right, because here he what? He's not Meshar Bekinyan. Okay. Dora Shra Beba Ravuna. So then it follows very good. What Rabbi Yosef Chaim wanted to say. That Rov is doiche there. And he holds what? That ain't a Mekudeshes.
Yeah, there's another different side of Rishonim clearly to learn the other way, so you still have to explain it because of the other side.
Okay. Dora Shrabe Bar Huno, Bar Avuna. Rabbi, the son of Avuna, learned Keshem Shemekadesh Chetzi Isha Mekudeshes Kachetz Shivcha. So we have same law. So we have Rov and Rabbi Avuna said both. That the same way Chetzi Isha doesn't work. Also Chetzi Shivcha Chetz Choyrim, I cannot marry her. Okay, both say the same thing. Came Rav Chizda. Omar le Rav Chizda. Rav Chizda told Ravuna or Rabbi Ravuna. Mi domi. No similarity, no comparison. Also there when he marries Chetzi Isha, Shir Bekinyonoi. He held back of his kinyan. An acquisition and the ability to have full control, he held back. That's wrong. Okay, he didn't hold back anything of his kinyan.
That she's fully unhittable. How does he stop it from?
And since he stopped what's happening, it's not a good relationship. Malchus of a man, a kingdom of a man to a woman is full kingdom. If he holds back of the kingdom, it's not full kingdom, it's wrong. So it's not a relationship and she cancels. But he did all what he can. That's all what he has. There's a full kingdom of what is there. Whatever is there is a full kingdom. So then, what do you want to say, Yoshua?
Yeah, that's what I asked before.
I don't understand your question. Repeat. Who you want to state on? Rav Chizda on Rov and Rav. So the last opinion that he makes a chiluk that by Chetzi Isha, she's not married because he held back, but a Chetzi Shivcha, half of maidservant, he didn't held back, and that's what should work. Now this opinion, last opinion, good.
So should be able to marry her, but
Right.
case, which means that that's not the quality we're concerned with. The quality we're concerned with, whether it's kedushin or not, comes from the woman being whole or the woman not being whole.
So if the woman has the ability to be whole, and the man and the husband holds back, he's what does the word shiu means? He has left over of his acquisition. So he let go. He held back of his king. He's a Messiah. Who's Messiah? The woman is Messiah or the man is Messiah?
Not taken to whole.
So he's explaining more raw. He didn't get to a physics, but he getting raw.
I don't understand what's your question. You have a problem or you want to give an understanding? Not,
It's on the woman's side that we're talking.
no. And are we talking about a woman marrying half a woman that you call woman's side? Or the problem is because of the woman?
not whether he's holding back or not, it's whether the woman's whole. It's not whether the man's like admitting or not admitting, or she's not admitting because the other half's not available and is taking all he can. It's got nothing to do with that. The Kedushin's got to do with whether the woman's whole or not. It's on the woman's side what we're concerned with. She has to be whole.
So tell me the difference between, you want to explain Rav Chisda, explain it according to you what you're saying, explain Rav Chisda's chilik. Rav Chisda, the last rabbi we just read, he makes a split between Chetzi Isha and Chetzi Shifra. Half a woman, no good because he held back Shir B'Kiyonah. Half a maidservant, he didn't hold back. So we talk about the men here. The subject matter is also Shir, he let go, he left over in his kid. Who's he? The husband or the woman? Who's the subject here? Okay, so from the language of Gemara seems to be that the problem is the husband. Also, Shir B'Kinyon, right? There by Chetzi he held back of his acquisition. Okay, by Chetzi Shifra, half maid servant, Shir B'Kinyon. He didn't let go, or he didn't leave over anything in his kingdom. Oda Ukim Rabbe Baravuna Amoirale. After that, Rabbe Baravuna heard what Rav Chisda said. He put a translator on him, or somebody who speaks loud. Vedora Sheni, he made a drosha, and he bought a posuk. The stumbling that came under my hand. And a man doesn't stand on words of Torah, unless you stumble on him. So now he changed his opinion, and he held. Even though we said, even though we said a woman marries chetzi, a half a woman, she's not mekudeshes. Avol, but chetzi shivcha, chetzi she's found if you have a maidservant and if a free woman that got engaged, kiddushin or kiddushin, the kiddushin is kiddushin. My time was the reason. Also by chetzi shir b'kinyaman, the husband held back of his kinyan. Okay, when she's half a maid servant, half free, I didn't leave nothing on my kinyan. I did all what I have. So I'm saying the svara behind it, my understanding is, it's not stam exeras akosu. You mean mishayim on my kinyan is no good. We have a hakira. We're both aware of hakira. What's the problem? Shakim is the maisakinyan or the chalois. You cannot do a maisakinyan on half a woman because the essence of a woman is a whole. I cannot have a half a woman. I cannot have an embryo. Can I marry an embryo? It's not a full man, not a full woman. You have to have a full woman. It's not a full woman. So that's why there's no mice or chalois on it. Same thing is here. When I marry chetzi isha, the problem in the essence of kiddushin is you cannot do a mice or chalois on a half. Doesn't apply. There's no such concept half issues, half marriage. But by chetzi shivcha, that's all she has. That's the total whole. The total this free woman is half. Does have a total whole of issues. It's a complete package of issues, so that's what I have. What?
It's exactly called of Isha and Anya. So she's also in his question.
If I give a svara, because if I give a svara, the problem of why the Torah says chetzi isha but chetzi isha is because you mashar bekinyan. Why my always of mashar bekinyan? We said two svaras, or you cannot do a meiser, or you cannot do chalois on a half of issues. When I can do all, I do half. That means half. So it means when I do a half, it's a problem in kiddushin. Kiddushin doesn't exist. Relationship of marriage, a man to a woman cannot exist on half a woman, half a hefza, and the ma'isa and the chalois. But when she's chetzi ish or chetzi baschorim, chetzi shifcha, chetzi baschorim, so what I have here as free to be marriage is only chetzi. There's no such thing chetzi. I have chetzi. That's all I have. So if that's all I have, it's not considered that my relationship doesn't exist on the embryo. on a Chetzi woman. Chetzi woman cannot have a relationship. When Chetzi woman cannot have a relationship, when she has the ability of all, and you hold back. So the small behind, my understanding is that it's a chisaron in the relationship of husband and a wife. When you want to show dominion, marriage just means the husband has he controls the woman, he has dominion over the woman. When you don't exercise your full dominion, it's a lack of your dominion. When you exercise your full dominion, whatever's there, there's no lack of dominion. You say that, Samuel? Maybe that's a Samuel. Otherwise, what's the what? Like Rabbi Yosef Chaim is, what does half? The Ma'aseh now both half. What's the difference? Half. It's exactly because of half is half. I can't. Makes a chiluk. She'll be keen like she. What about the? What I can? The same result, you know? Yes. 1 second. Ruben went to yes. I stopped.
She could be free. Potentially, she could be free.
Yes.
So if she free, it means she everything else. Not right now, but potentially after that. So maybe she everything. Who says, okay, he has a problem of slave, but he will. So maybe who says that because now he's a slave, we have to see the matzah, the now matzah of slavery. A Jew is not a slave. A Jew is free. Just right now, he's a slave. It's a.
So, but it was all about a goy that became a slave. Now, there it's not true.
Why is it? No, he had it's like a woman, and never is a Jew.
You count the slave.
He never stopped to it.
If you count the
She has now that she sells herself.
She didn't sell. No about a goy show. No about maid servant. She's fucking on in the bubble.
Nice. Okay. Nice.
Look, I can have full dominion with just 20% of himself. He still can have full dominion as long as he owns the whole thing. I think that half of me is going to own the whole woman, so I have full dominion over it. Just it doesn't require the man to be hostile.
If she's only half available, so I have 100% on whatever she's available.
That's full dominion.
Full dominion because that's all she has. So I have a full dominion on a half. So that's okay. But when I have more to be taken and I hold back, so it's a lack of my dominion. That's what the Torah says.
With the man being home, he can just be 20% or 50%.
But the man, if a person says, I want to marry half of me, so the machlokes is showing me there's a problem half or not. But according to Rashi, the way we're learning now, yes. Also by a man, if he would say, marry only half of my body, not full, it would be the same problem. It's not full dominion, no?
So why growing?
Not full relations. What? Because according to Rashi, we translate his words. When we say chetzi, half of mine doesn't mean half and not all. It means my whole body has the ability to marry another woman.
Why robbing the first?
This is according to Rashi.
Why robbing the first piece?
1 second, because there's another word to say, really only by a woman is a problem of dominion. Because the man needs the dominion over the woman. But a woman doesn't have to have dominion over the man. Oh, says Rashi seems to be learning that also he has the same thing. He has to be whole, cannot be half. But some Rishonim will see soon. We don't care about the man, only about the woman.
So why robbing?
And it's all behind, as we said. Because the man has to have dominion over the woman, the woman has to have dominion over the man. What do you want to say?
Why robbing? He didn't say that statement. Same the second piece. It happens with a woman. Let's see, in the first place. He didn't clarify.
Where?
It says,
Right.
why he didn't say that? So we said it like in the second piece.
You only said the second piece, right?
Why Robert? He didn't say it in the first case.
Yes.
That is the opposite case. That is talking about the Hetzi.
Why Robert didn't say anything?
Why he
Robert didn't mention at all. He boiled. Maybe they asked this question before him.
who speak in the first case?
He boiled the Gemara. Gemara. And the Gemara brought a raya, and Robert removed the raya. So it must be that the question was before Robert. This question was asked before Robert. Ovid doesn't mention at all. It says Iboilu. The Gemara asks this question. To make Hilukim.
Yeah, but also says ish or ish. So it can't be that's
According to Rashi, we're pushing that the Gemara in Kiddushin to hear that Ali ben Emes there's no difference between man and a woman.
You say the Rashi. Rashi. Sorry.
We'll say that shir v'kinyano, it's
Yes.
it's in the makame. Shir v'kinyano is in the chefetz that you claim. Whatever you buy, you can't leave a farm without buying it. But we'll say that's shir v'kinyano. Why would you say that the buyer also must be complete and not shir v'kinyano?
Don't say. I don't know.
Yes. The difference between the first piece and the second piece.
Right.
Because the first piece is fancy Evan, fancy Ben Kohen, and Ua Mekadesh is the buyer. And he wants to buy the Ben Kohen, and then the Gemara is suffer. But in the second piece, there's no suffer. Why for Rava is so clear? Because we're talking about
Wait a second, we're talking about half a man or half a woman.
what piece?
The first piece is Chetzi Evet.
Yeah.
Second is Chetzi Shifra. Talk about that's the first piece. Chetzi, yes. Right.
Buy.
Right.
There is a suffer. Because maybe share
Any works for you?
it's not in the buyer. I don't know. But in the second piece, it's different. So here's a because of math lawyer and fancy passport and
Where is it more likely to have?
why you are holding it,
Where's that?
By the buyer or by the
the shepherds that you buy, that's the law of shir v'kinyan. You can't buy like or shir v'kinyan is a clear, it's one step. Yeah, it's so, I don't know. Can I buy fancy cheseds? If I go to a store, I buy help.
But the Gemara use this svara that that's why the side should work. Moses by Chetzi Isho Shir B'Kinyon or Ever Shir B'Kinyon.
And it's not so clear, the answer.
So Shir B'Kinyon, but what would be Mishar B'Kinyon? By Ever will be a problem. We don't know. The Gemara didn't say that. Exactly right. You can say make a chil between the Cheftze, which is the woman. The husband is not buying fully. His Mishar, his dominion has been held back. It's not full dominion. But when the slave is half a slave and half, when the buyer is only Chetzi, no problem. But the Gemara.
Before it's the same thing.
I just said according to Rashi. I'm just now following us. Not all this we see. So next piece, a little bit more, and finish with this. High chance of the word dominion. The Gemara says holding back of your kinyan. I'm translating what's wrong. What's wrong to hold to meshayr in your kinyan to hold back of your acquisition. The Gemara seems to be saying, if I marry half a woman, what's the problem? Because I'm holding back, since she has a potential fully to marry her, and I'm holding back is a problem. When a woman will hold back, it won't be a problem. Why it makes sense to you?
Now still talking about the meaning of the man, which comes from the Torah, where she is. Now it makes sense. What's the meaning for applies to
Good. Okay, that's the small we gave. We gave sense to the Gemara. The Gemara just says there's a problem of shir b'kinyan when you marry half a woman. But when you marry half a maidservant, that's all I got. I didn't hold back. So I didn't hold back on my dominion. It's all I got. So therefore she should be married. Kiddusha Kiddushi. The Gemara continues a little bit more and then we'll stop because it's late. Itma we learned. Chetzer shivcha v'chetzer baskoyim. Sheniskacha leruven v'nishtachel. If you have a half a maid servant and half a free woman, she got married to Reuven, and we had a machloikas before she's mekudeshes or not. And the Gemara's maskone of Rav Chizda was, and Rabbi Ravuna retracted and he said she is mekudeshes. Why? Because I didn't hold back. That's all I got. I didn't meshayr b'kinyan. What happened if the other half has been free? The Chosov with his Kachel Shimon, and then she went back and married another guy. Rav Yosef Bar Chama al Nachman is Poki the Kiddush Rishon. The Kiddush Rishon breaks off. The Rav Seir Bar Nachman says Go with Kiddush Rishon. The Kiddush Rishon has been finished. So we have two opinions what Rav Nachman held. One is that when he married a half a woman, a half maid servant, a half a free woman, and then afterwards, when we said this kiddushin because I didn't mishar bekinyan, I didn't hold back on my dominion. You know what I have. Then the other half was freed, and she got married to somebody else. According to Rav Yosef Bar Chama and Rav Nachman, the first kiddushin breaks off, and she's totally married to the second guy. According to Rav Zeir Bar Rav Nachman, the kiddush rishon gets finished by itself. Why? What's the machloekes here? So we have a machloekes Rashi and Toisos here. What's the machloekes here?
Piece before.
Yes.
Rabune,
Yes.
he said that he had Mekudesh because no share Bekinyan. Rabune, Ramar Sheilo.
Yes,
Then the end of the piece.
Yeah,
So here we are saying that it's two options.
She no. Ravuna said she's Mekudeshes on the half. Now one I free the other half. What happens? Ravuna didn't say with the whole. The Mekudeshes until as long she's half a maid servant, half a free woman. Mekudeshes on the half. What happened when the other half is being free? What's going to be? We don't know what still is. It's two opinions. What Rav Nachman said. One says takes off. The second one marries. So there's one. Yeah.
I mean, the Ragla.
Yes. Right.
So it's here. It's supposed to be the same thing. After that, they release the other half. So the Kedusha that was like compressor and waiting.
Yes.
Is spread.
But the Gemara removed that. The Gemara says as das acheres. He didn't ask the woman. Here, it's the other guy. From the Gemara, there's mashma. There won't be gum. No, he just asked this question. So he just asked this question. He gave an answer. Okay. Yes, yes.
But when the woman gets free, she's a new woman.
He gave a svara. Now she explains why the svara of Rav Nachman that the first kedusha gets broken off because I have nishtana gufa. I have a lekoton shenoila. There's a new reality. Reborn, very good. Reborn, a new woman, so therefore the old woman is gone. So therefore the kedusha flies away to Saudi Arabia, to Tehran, and then a new man came in. She married to the second guy. Okay, we have to see Rashi and Toises here, and the Kovet Shiurim. Manana, it's too late. But okay, we did what we did as a start, Baruch Hashem.
Here tomorrow, Pilpul's here tomorrow. Pilpul's
Yes,
here tomorrow.
Yes, Be'ezer Hashem, yes.
Okay.
With the help of
We'll be
Hashem,
there.
yes.
We'll be there, Bezrat Hashem.
Abi Hanan, the Melech Hashem,